Hi friends, welcome to Tech Orka. Today I am going to discuss you about manual testing interview questions. So before watching this video, if you are a new visitor, please subscribe our channel and enable the bell icon to get latest updated videos. Let's move to the topic. And if you face any clarity related issues and if you face any clarity losses while watching this video, then click on the setting icon in the YouTube video, select the quality and change the resolution to view it in better quality. And details I share to this video. So this way you can try. So after doing this, we can move to the topic. What is software testing? It is a process of analyzing software items to detect the difference between existing and required condition and to be evaluate the feature of the software item. That is software testing. Difference between verification and validation. Verification. It is a process of confirming whether the software meet its requirement or not. And validation is it is a process of confirming whether the software meet user requirements or not. That means in validation, uh, the it should meet the user requirements, exact requirement of the user in the case of compared to verification. What is SDLC? It is a software development lifecycle. Refers to all the activities that are performed during software development. And the phases that include requirement analysis, designing, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintain phases. What is software test lifecycle? Here I shown with the dot explain everything about software test lifecycle compared to software development lifecycle because it is most important for as a tester. And what is software test lifecycle? Software test lifecycle refers to all the activities performed during testing of software product and the phases that include requirement analysis and validation. In this phase, the requirement documents are analyzed and validated and scope of testing is defined. Test planning. In this phase, test plan strategy is defined. Estimate of the test effort is defined along with the automation strategy and the tool selection is done. Test design and analysis. In this phase, test cases are designed, test data is prepared, and automation scripts are implemented. Test environment setup. A test environment closely stimulates the real world environment is prepared. Test execution. The test cases are prepared, bugs are reported and retested once the resolved. Test closure and reporting. A test closure report is prepared having the final test result, summary, learning and test metrics. And what is the white box testing? Developer will inspect every line of the code before handing it over to the testing team. That is the white box testing. What is black box testing? The tester focus on testing the software functionality without having detailed knowledge of its internal code. The testing is based on the software specification and requirement. The tester input data or interacts with the software and check the output without knowing how the software achieved the result. That is black box testing. What is gray box testing? It is a combination of both black box and white box testing. The tester who work on this type of testing need to have access to design document. This help to create better test cases. What is boundary value analysis? Boundary value analysis is a software testing technique that involves testing the boundary or edge of input range to ensure that the application behaves correctly at the stream of the input domain. The goal of this technique is to be identify error that may occur on or near the boundary of valid input values. For example, if a program accepts input values within a specified range, the errors may rise at the low or upper limit of that range. What is equivalent class partition? Equivalent class partitioning is a software testing technique that involves dividing the input domain of a system into classes or group of data where each class is expected to exhibit similar behavior. The idea is to simplify testing by selecting representative values from each classes. As testing all possible input combination can be impractical or time consuming. That is equivalent class partition. What is test strategy? It is a It is a high level document and usually developed by the project manager. It is a document which captures the approach on how we go about testing the product and achieve the goals. That is test strategy. What is test plan? It is a document which contains the plan for all the testing activity. What is test scenario? Test scenario, it gives the idea of what we have to test or testable part of an application is called test scenario. What is test case? It is a set of conditions under which tester determines whether an application or software is working correctly or not. What is test bed? An environment configuration for testing is called test bed. It consists of hardware, software, network configuration. What is test suite? Collection of test cases. That is test suite. What is test data? It is a document that is basically used to test the software program. What is a defect life cycle? Defect life cycle or bug life cycle is a specified set of status that bugs goes through from the discovery to defect fixation. Bugs life cycle status: new, assign, open, fixed, retest, verified, reopen, closed, duplicate, reject, deferred, not a bug. This is the defect life cycle. What is smoke test? Smoke test is performed to ascertain that the critical functionalities of program is working fine. What is sanity test? Sanity test is done to check the new functionality or bugs have been fixed. What is exit and entry criteria? Entry criteria is it describes what to start testing. What we have to test it shows to be stable enough to test. Example, if we want to test a home page, SRS document, PRS, FRS documents, and the test cases must be ready and it should be stable enough to test. That is entry criteria. Exit criteria is it describe when to stop testing. Once everything mentioned below is fulfilled, then the software release is known as exit criteria. And followed before actual release the software to client, check the computer testing is done or not, and document checking, test metrics, summary reports, suspension criteria, when to stop testing temporary. These are the exit and entry criteria. What is blocker? What is blocker? A blocker is a bug of high priority and and high severity. It prevent or block testing of some other major portion of the application as well. What is regression testing? To test whether the changed component has introduced any error to unchanged component or not is called regression testing. It is performed on QA or production site depends. What is retesting? To test whether the report bugs has been resolved by the developer team or not is called retesting. And what is monkey or ad hoc test? It is an informal testing performed without a planning or documentation and without having knowledge of application or software functionalities. Monkey test is a type of testing that is performed randomly without any predefined test cases or test inputs. What is a defect priority? A defect priority is the urgency of the fixing the defect. Normally, the defect priority is set on a scale of PO to P3, with PO defect having the most urgency to fix. What is defect severity? Defect severity is the severity of the defect impact the functionality. Based on organization, we can have different levels of defect severity ranging from minor to critical or showstopper. That means, as a simple sentence, we can say severity means the depth of the bug, priority means which bug should be fixed at first. And examples of severity and priority. Low priority, low severity. A spelling mistake in a page not frequently navigated by user. It is a low priority, low severity. Low priority, high severity. Application crashing in some were corner cases. And high priority, low severity. Slight changes in logo color or spelling mistake in company name. And high priority, high severity. Issue with the login functionality. That is high priority, high severity. What is unit testing? It is also called a module testing or component testing. It is done to check whether the individual unit or modules of the s- source code is working properly. It is done by the developer. Integrated testing. It is a process of testing that interfaces between two software units. It done by three way: Big Bang, top down, bottom up approach. The process of combining and test multiple components together. Normally done by the developer, but a tester can also perform if he has a knowledge of coding. And what is system testing? It's a black box testing techniques performed to evaluate the computer system. It includes both functional and non-functional testing. Verify the completed system to ensure that the application work as intended or not. User acceptance testing. What is user acceptance testing? User requirement testing is done by the client as well as end user. It is a final stage of testing before used. What are different type of testing? Different types of testing are functionality and non-functionality testing are there. And functionality testing is unit testing, integrated testing, system testing, acceptance testing, regression testing, sanity testing, smoke testing, etc. And non-functionality testing are performance testing, stress testing, volume testing, compatibility testing, security testing, recovery testing, scalability testing, etc. What is alpha beta testing? Alpha testing is developer record all the issues done by the end user at the development site. Testing is done in development site and it involve client or tester and developer. Beta testing means development go through all the issues after specified period of time done by the end user at the client side and involves client or user because their own location the testing involves, not in the development side. That are the difference between alpha and beta testing and difference between agile and waterfall methodology. Agile is the iterative and incremental workflow. The project is divided into small increments and each increments goes through the entire software development lifecycle. Waterfall is a linear and sequential approach. Each phase of the development process must be completed before moving on the next one. It typically consists of phases such as requirement designing, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. That are the difference between agile and waterfall. What is Scrum? A Scrum is a process for implementing agile methodology. In Scrum, time is divided into sprint and on completion of sprint, a delivery is shipped. That's all about the interview questions. Before attending this interview question, if you have any doubt in how to prepare test plan, how to prepare test case, how to prepare the bug report, please go through my previous videos. I explain everything in detail. If you face any doubt, you can comment. I will reply. And thanks for watching my video. And please subscribe and share to your friends. So if you subscribe and enable the bell icon, will get the latest updated videos. Thanks for watching Tech Orka. Bye.